This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
A man accused of cyber stalking multiple women here and across the country is going to the federal penitentiary. In the last hour, Robert Merkel was sentenced to nearly 6 years in prison. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the week off. Robert Merkel has been the subject of multiple I-Team reports over the years. Our Christine Byers was in federal court today where victims had the chance to respond to their stalker. Christine.
That's right, Ann. The women were in the courtroom today, and they were there to hear the judge sentence Merkel to 71 months in the federal penitentiary. That's 11 more months than was recommended in his plea agreement. He's also to be on 3 years of supervised release. The I-Team began reporting on Merkel years ago when he went to prison the first time for similar crimes. We also found that Missouri lacks laws to protect people from cyber stalking. In March, Merkel reached a plea deal with the feds for all 5 counts against him. Those charges included cyber stalking and interstate communication of threats. Merkel's sentence today is going to run concurrently to other charges he is still facing in St. Louis County. And again, that case is still pending. Assistant U.S. Attorney Colleen Lang prosecuted the case.
I just hope it brings some justice to the victims in this case. I know that it's been since about the summer of 2021 that some of this cyber harassment and cyber stalking began, and when they began to get these messages. So hopefully that this brings some closure and some justice to them.
Governor Parson vetoed a bill this legislative session that would have established a cyber crimes task force. But he said his reasons for vetoing the bill did not include the cyber crimes task force. Coming up at 6, we will hear from those victims and get their reaction to the judge's sentence today. Live outside the federal courthouse in downtown St. Louis, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Former President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to charges for his effort to overturn the 2020 election results. The former president was in court for an arraignment just over an hour ago. There are 4 federal criminal charges against him for conspiracy and obstruction. The special counsel says Trump's lies led to the January 6th Capitol riot. Trump has already been released and is on his way back to New Jersey. There will be a hearing in this case on August 28th.
A 16-year-old is charged for shooting at least one person during a mass shooting in downtown St. Louis. The teen is charged with assault and was arrested in Bellefontaine Neighbors. Police say 17-year-old Mikhail Moore died in the shooting in an office building on Washington Avenue in June. 11 others were hurt. After the shooting, police released a photo of 5 teens holding guns who were wanted in connection with the shooting. And we still don't know if the teen who was charged is in this photo. Anyone with more information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. You will remain anonymous. The number 866-371-TIPS. In just the last 20 minutes, we learned that St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones signed a bill today to help curb teen gun violence. It regulates open carry in the city, banning people from openly carrying or displaying firearms unless they have a concealed carry permit. You have to be at least 19 to have a conceal and carry permit.
Right now, officers, including the U.S. Marshal Service, are still searching for a Bethalto man wanted for murder. Gabriel Calixto allegedly killed 24-year-old Emma Schaefer in Springfield, Illinois in July. 5 on your side. Holden Krowicki recently sat down with his ex-girlfriend, who says he should have still been in prison when Schaefer was killed.
Katie O'Brien and Gabriel Calixto dated for over 3.5 years, and she says as the relationship started to fizzle out, Calixto became increasingly violent. O'Brien filed a restraining order against Calixto after he allegedly broke into a relative's house and held her at knife point, but she says that didn't stop him from harassing her. In 2018, Calixto was sentenced to 6 years in prison for kidnapping O'Brien after taking her at gunpoint to this Fairmont City hotel, where she says he went through a mental breakdown.
If I hadn't done the exact things I did to get back home, I would have never come home. I didn't know his next move, and saying one thing to one part of him would be right, but to the other is completely wrong.
That kidnapping conviction was vacated in 2020, and Calixto was given credit for time served, though he was later held in 2021 on federal charges for illegal entry.
I don't sleep at night knowing that he's out there. I didn't get that he was out of prison. I didn't know anything about the ICE hold or that the sentences were vacated. No one relayed any of that to me.
Coming up at 6, we're looking into why that kidnapping conviction was vacated in 2020 as O'Brien shares more of her harrowing story. Reporting in Edwardsville, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
It is a muggy evening in the St. Louis area. Our Weather First team is also tracking more rain. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell. Scott, I like to call it muggy and buggy.
Your favorite, Kelly.
They do go, yeah, they do go together, that's for sure. And, you know, we're going to have a lot of those mosquitoes, too, over the next few days, given all the rain we've seen. Yesterday, pockets of 3 to 6 inch rainfalls west and southwest of St. Louis, and another band that stretched over our far eastern counties, parts of Clay County and into Marion County, Illinois, as well as Fayette County. Some of that caused flash flooding. It could have been worse than it was, though. Drought conditions kind of mitigated some of that to at least some extent. There's not much out there on the radar right now. These are smaller showers that are drifting through the region. They're not producing a lot of heavy rainfall, but yet another disturbance will roll through later this evening and overnight. And that means more showers are expected with some downpours south of St. Louis. We still have a flood watch. It's been extended for Mount Vernon down to Perryville and points south and east. So it doesn't include St. Louis at all. So it could be another active night. There will be some scattered showers and storms through the overnight hours. Not expected to be as heavy and widespread as what we saw last night. And yes, there are still weekend storm chances, and some of those storms this weekend could be strong. We'll take a closer look in just a few minutes.
Tonight, we're getting a closer look at a lightning strike in Fenton. It forced a family out of their home last night, and all started when the family smelled wood burning.
And that is when they noticed their roof was in flames. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is live near Smizer Mill Road after talking with the homeowners. Hey there, Brent.
Hey there, Kelly. And the family has lived here for 24 years. It was just before 11 last night when the family noticed something was wrong. They got out and called 911. Imagine being inside your home and noticing this next door.
I mean, it's just crazy.
A home in flames at the height of Wednesday night storms.
I heard the sirens last night going off about 11, and I was looking out the window, couldn't tell what was going on.
Firefighters say lightning is to blame.
We never know when it's going to strike.
The Fenton Fire Department arriving in less than 10 minutes, working to contain the fire so it wouldn't spread to the front of the home or to those around it. They made contact with the homeowner.
He could see the flickering of the flames through the window, and they went out to investigate, and the roof of the house, the back of the house was on fire.
In a hurry, he tells me he ran to his 19-year-old son who was awake at the time. Him, his son, and his wife were all able to get out. They grabbed one of their 3 cats. Fortunately, firefighters were able to get the other 2 out and get the fire under control within 20 minutes. Thursday, the family comforted by friends and neighbors as they retrieved their valuables.
They did not stay there the remainder of last night, and they will not be staying there for several weeks.
Although their home is severely damaged, they're glad they were able to escape.
This could happen to anybody, any house. Never would expect it, but here we have this house like that, so it's just crazy. Just pray and hope for that family that they would have peace in the coming days, and that they would be able to recover as much as they can.
All right, live now. Take a look at this. A home next door has minor damage this evening due to the heat from the flames impacting their siding. As for the family who lives here, they're able to stay with loved ones in Baldwin. Tonight, we're live in Fenton. Solomon, 5 on your